Throughout history, entire civilizations have risen to greatness and then disappeared, leaving behind ruins, riddles, and whispers of impossible achievements. Some vanished because of war, famine, or climate change. Others seem to have simply dissolved into legend. From the lost continent of Atlantis to the mysterious ruins of Göbekli Tepe and the cryptic carvings of the Olmecs, we're about to journey through 10 of the strangest, most baffling lost civilizations in human history. Some are real, some may be myth, but all of them remind us that the past is much stranger than we think. 1. Atlantis, the myth that won't die. Our journey begins with perhaps the most famous lost civilization of all, Atlantis. First mentioned by Plato around 360 BCE, Atlantis was described as an advanced island nation with immense power and technology, which vanished in a single day and night of misfortune. For centuries, explorers and dreamers have searched for it, from the coasts of Spain and the Caribbean to Antarctica. Some believe Atlantis may have been inspired by real disasters, like the volcanic destruction of Santorini or the collapse of Minoan Crete. Others insist it's pure allegory, a moral story about hubris and greed. Yet even today, Atlantis refuses to die. Every sonar anomaly or sunken ruin sparks new hope that maybe, somewhere beneath the waves, the truth still sleeps. 2. Göbekli Tepe, the world's first temple. Discovered in southeastern Turkey in the 1990s, Göbekli Tepe rewrote human history. Dating back more than 11,000 years, it predates Stonehenge by 6,000 years, a massive ritual complex built by prehistoric hunter-gatherers. But here's the mystery. According to everything we thought we knew, people of that era weren't supposed to be capable of such architecture. Each pillar weighs up to 20 tons, carved with intricate animals and symbols whose meanings are still unknown. Even stranger, the site was deliberately buried around 8000 BCE, for reasons we still can't explain. Was Göbekli Tepe the birthplace of religion, a gathering of ancient astronomers, or evidence of a civilization lost before recorded history began? 3. The Indus Valley Civilization, the Forgotten Giants. Flourishing between 2600 and 1900 BCE, the Indus Valley Civilization once covered an area larger than ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia combined. With advanced urban planning, running water, drainage systems, and standardized weights, it was one of the world's most sophisticated ancient cultures. Yet, we still can't read their script. Thousands of seals and tablets show strange animal symbols and markings, but no one has ever fully deciphered them. And then, around 1900 BCE, the entire civilization vanished. Some blame changing river systems, others point to invasions or disease. But the Indus people left no records, no clear explanation, only silent cities like Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa waiting in the dust. 4. The Olmecs, the mysterious founders of Mesoamerica. Before the Maya, before the Aztecs, there were the Olmecs, the mother culture of ancient Mesoamerica. They lived around 1500 to 400 BCE in what is now Mexico, and they left behind enormous, colossal stone heads, each carved from volcanic rock and weighing up to 50 tons. We don't know their language, their gods, or even what they called themselves. But we do know they built cities, traded widely, and may have invented the sacred ball game later played by the Maya and Aztecs. Then, they simply disappeared. Some think environmental collapse or warfare ended their reign. Others suggest their culture was absorbed, their ideas echoing through every later civilization in the Americas. 5. The Nabateans. The hidden builders of Petra deep in the Jordanian desert lies Petra, the rose-red city carved into sheer cliffs. Its creators, the Nabateans, controlled vital trade routes and became wealthy from incense and spices. They engineered advanced water systems, canals, dams, and reservoirs that turned desert into oasis. But when Roman influence spread, Petra's fortunes faded. By the 4th century, it was abandoned, its secrets buried by sand for over 1,000 years. It wasn't rediscovered by the Western world until 1812. To this day, we still don't fully understand how the Nabateans carved entire temples into solid rock with such precision. 6. The Anasazi, the vanished people of the American Southwest. In the deserts of the American Southwest lie the cliff dwellings of Mesa Verde and Chaco Canyon, built by the ancestral Puebloans, once called the Anasazi. Between 900 and 1300 CE, they built massive stone cities high on canyon walls, connected by an intricate network of roads. And then they disappeared. Drought, famine, and conflict may have driven them away, but the scale of their abandonment remains puzzling. Archaeologists found entire villages left intact, food still in jars, tools untouched. Their descendants, the modern Pueblo peoples, say the Anasazi didn't vanish. They simply moved on, following spiritual guidance. Still, their sudden exodus remains one of North America's greatest mysteries. 7. The Hittites, lost and found. For centuries, the Hittites were considered a biblical myth, mentioned in scripture but absent from history. Then, in the late 19th century, archaeologists uncovered their capital city of Hattusa in modern-day Turkey, along with thousands of clay tablets. The Hittites were no myth. They were a powerful Bronze Age empire, rivals to Egypt, and among the first to use iron weaponry. But around 1200 BCE, they collapsed during the mysterious Bronze Age collapse, a period when multiple civilizations fell almost simultaneously. Earthquakes, invasions, famine, or something more. The rediscovery of the Hittites proved that even the most mythical empires might have been real all along. 8. The Rapa Nui of Easter Island, Statues and Secrets. Far in the Pacific stands Easter Island, home to nearly 900 massive stone figures. The Moai. Created by the Rapa Nui people, these statues were carved between 1200 and 1500 CE, some weighing over 80 tons. But why were they built? And how were they moved? For years, researchers believed deforestation and resource collapse caused societal decline. Recent studies suggest a more complex story, that the Rapa Nui adapted and survived far longer than once thought. Still, the island's isolation, the colossal statues, and the mysteries of its culture make Rapa Nui one of the world's most haunting archaeological enigmas. 9. The Khmer Empire, the forgotten power of Angkor. In the jungles of Cambodia lie the ruins of Angkor Wat, once the heart of the mighty Khmer Empire. From the 9th to 15th centuries, it was one of the largest cities in the world, with vast reservoirs, canals, and temples that rivaled anything in medieval Europe. Then, the empire fell. Climate shifts, wars, and overpopulation may have contributed, but the fall was so sudden that even the locals seemed to forget its true scale. Angkor Wat was rediscovered by Europeans in the 19th century, overgrown and silent, a city swallowed by the jungle. It stands today as both a wonder and a warning of how even the greatest human achievements can fade into nature's grasp. 10. The Minoans, the civilization. Erased by fire and sea. Long before classical Greece, the island of Crete was home to the Minoans, builders of palaces, artists of intricate frescoes, and traders who ruled the Aegean. Their capital, Knossos, was legendary, a labyrinth of halls that may have inspired the myth of the Minotaur. Then, around 1450 BCE, everything changed. A volcanic eruption on nearby Thera, Santorini, triggered tsunamis and earthquakes that devastated Crete. The Minoans never recovered. Some say this catastrophe inspired Plato's story of Atlantis, a once great civilization drowned by the sea. Whether myth or memory, the Minoans' fall marked the end of one age and the beginning of another. Conclusion: what we lost and what remains. Civilizations rise, flourish, and fall. Yet they never truly vanish. Their stories echo in myth, their symbols reappear in art, their ruins still whisper through the centuries. Maybe the greatest mystery isn't how they disappeared, but how they lived. Because each of these lost worlds shows us a reflection of our own. Ambition, innovation, beauty, and fragility. Time buries their names, but curiosity unearths them again. And as long as we keep digging, in the ground or in history, the lost will never stay forgotten.